time for a little Q&A. Let's go. Hi everyone, welcome to the Mobile Club Maker. I'm AJ. I hope you're having a wonderful day. So we are once again going to do a little Q&A, a little question and answer based off of questions that I get down in the comment section of my videos. First off, I just want to go ahead and make an announcement though. I have just started a Patreon page. I've had some people ask about this in the past, but I now have a page up and running. You can find it at AJ Golf. So it's not Mobile Club Maker, it's AJ Golf. If you go check that out, you will see there's a couple different price tiers. One is just a more basic one where I'll have some basically if you just want to support me and support what we do on the channel, and also get a little extra footage sometimes in some of the videos we do for the Mobile Club Maker channel. You know, some sort of director's cut, we'll call them, basically. A little bit longer, a little bit more detailed. Also, there's another tier. If you are really interested in club making, you're really wanting to get into it, I would definitely suggest you at least take a look at that, because you know, there's not that many places where you can actually learn club making. If you want to go and take classes or a workshop, it'll run you between, say, $500 and $1,000, depending on how long it is and where it is. Plus you've got travel, plus you've got lodging expenses. You can do all that, and that's great, but for a fraction of that amount of money, you can go to the Patreon site at AJ Golf and learn everything that you would learn there, if not more, in all the detail. I can teach you just as easily through this medium as I can in person. So definitely check that out if you are interested in upping your club making game and sort of going from just maybe doing some regripping and things like that to more advanced work. I would definitely check that out. Having said that, now let's go and answer a few questions. The first question we got a little while ago is from Jason Miller, who asked, maybe you could show us a way we could measure the overall lengths of our driver 3-wood, 5-wood, or irons from home using a tape measure. And I'm not going to use a tape measure. I'm going to use my 48-inch ruler, but it would be the exact same method if you want to use a tape measure. It's the exact same process, and it's very, very simple. So what you're going to do is you get your golf club, and you're basically just going to set it on the ground nice and flat, like you'd be setting up to actually hit a golf ball with it. So just sitting, resting like this. Then you're going to take either your 48-inch ruler or your yardstick or your measuring tape, whatever it is, and you're just going to slide it right behind the club so it looks like this. So the club sits on the ground, the ruler sits right behind it, running, touching right up against the shaft, right up against the hosel, and just sits all the way down and rests on the ground. From here, all you have to do is go up to the top, let me pull this down, and just measure to the end of the grip, to the cap of the grip right there, and that's how you take the measurement of length. This will work. It's the exact same process whether you're measuring any club in the bag, a wedge all the way up to a driver. So again, it's very simple, and again, you can do this just as easily with a tape measure. You just have to sort of support it maybe a little bit more, but it's the same process. Okay, our next question is from Chris Gaddy, who asked, what about iron shafts? Now this is in response to a video I did talking about made for and aftermarket graphite shafts is really what I focused on there. But he's asking, what about steel shafts? Are Project X LZ loading zone or KBS S tapers that come in OEM irons the real deal? And the short answer to that is really yes, they are. In pretty much every case that I can think of, if you see these shafts, if you see most any steel shaft, it is going to be the shaft that it claims to be. You're not going to have any of the sort of manipulation or any sort of trickery that you may find creep up sometimes with the graphite shafts. So if it says, you know, it's a Project X LZ shaft, it basically is. That being said, there are a few occasions where you will find some shafts that are made for shafts, but they are designated as such, and it's a little bit gray as far as what I would consider them being. You know, are they trying to mimic a different shaft, or are they their own thing? You will find this sometimes with wedges. There's a number of wedge shafts right now, steel shafts, that use True Temper and use the Tour Issue designation. They also maybe have that Tour Issue sort of shaped shaft band on it, or shaft label on it. It's not really a band, but They're a little bit different shafts than what you usually think of with the tour issue shafts, which is usually the heavier dynamic golds. You will find it now sometimes in some of these lighter ones. Again, that tour issue is basically just referring to the tolerances that they have when they are pulling the shafts and selecting the shafts, so they're supposed to be a little tighter tolerances. But you will find in some cases, some of these wedge shafts specifically may have that tour issue designation, and it's not a shaft that you would really be able to locate anywhere. You won't necessarily see it on the True Temper website or things like that, because this is something they're doing specific for whoever, Callaway, TaylorMade, or whoever is wanting to use it. But in general, if you see a Project X LZ shaft, if you see a KBS Tour, if you see a Nippon Modus 3 120, or any number of steel shafts, if you see that as a stock option in a set of irons, it's essentially the real thing. That's it for today. Those are the questions I had. If you have a question you'd like me to answer on camera, I would definitely say go and put it down here in the comment section of this video. If you enjoyed this video, please remember to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell icon down below so you can be alerted when I post new videos. Again, I am now on Patreon at AJ Golf, so check that out. I'm also on Instagram at Mobile Club Maker, and we will see you next time. Bye.